You are watching Access LaPorte County, Channel 97. Coming up next is the March 8th meeting of the Michigan City Police Civil Service Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accesslaportecounty.org.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is the March 8th, 2023 meeting of the Michigan City Police Civil Service Commission. We're going to start by standing and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Take a roll call. Commissioner Simmons.
Here.
Commissioner Kraus.
Present.
Commissioner Matsky is present. So we have a quorum. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. So we're going to start the meeting off today a little different. We're going to announce some promotions, and then the chief is also going to present some awards to the officers in the event that some people don't want to stay for a long, boring meeting after. So with that, these promotions are based off of the recent retirement of Captain Jeff Lineski. That's his official last day, I believe, was March 4th, correct? Or 3rd? Okay, March 3rd. And with his retirement, that opens 4 positions, a corporal rank, a sergeant rank, a lieutenant rank, and a captain's rank. This commission would like to recognize Captain Lineski for his years of service here. He played an integral part during his time as kind of a behind-the-scenes person. He found his niche here, which was the traffic division, and that's what he excelled at. And the citizens of this community were lucky enough to benefit from all that he did to ensure that things ran well during special events, and all these citizens remained safe during those events. And to expound on it a little more, Captain Lineski is going to be replaced by, and I'll announce it now, Captain Jillian Ashley. So during the history of the Michigan City Police Department, to my knowledge, there's only been one female that's rose to the rank of captain. That was Captain Mary Sue Yadavia, and I was lucky enough to work under her, as were some of you. And Captain Ashley is going to be the first person of color in Michigan City to be promoted to the rank of captain. That's not an easy rank to achieve here. It takes dedication beyond her work hours to achieve what she's achieved. A lot of people here look up to her as a mentor and as a leader, and that's the role she's going to serve in for the rest of her time. She's also been appointed Assistant Chief of Police. Again, the first African American or person of color, female, to be in that position. And she's someone that anyone here can look up to and be proud of. And with that said, I'm going to turn it over to Chief Forker, and I'll let him make the promotions for us.
How about this one?
Again, thank you all for coming. Again, thank you family and friends that have come out and join us today in recognizing our officers and some of the significant events that they've been a part of and the recognition of 4 promotions. With that being said, first off, I would like to invite Captain Jillian Ashley. As Commissioner Maskey indicated, this is a historic event. There's never been a person of color promoted to the highest merit rank of captain within the Michigan City Police Department. Through her 16 years of dedicated service, she has served the Patrol Division, the Detective Bureau, and has served as Assistant Chief of Services. So, again, I want to congratulate Captain Jillian Ashley. Oh.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
So our next promotion will be a lieutenant's rank, and since he's being promoted, I guess I'll do the honors. So our next rank will be Lieutenant Steve Forker, or Chief Forker he's an 18-year veteran of the Michigan City Police Department, served in the Patrol Division, Detective Division, Division of Professional Standards, and some of you students out there might remember him as your SRO. I've had the pleasure of working with Steve, or Chief Forker, over his 18-year career throughout all divisions, including being part of SWAT leadership and being on the SWAT team for those years. So congratulations to Chief Forker on raising the lieutenant rank.
Next, we'd like to call up Sergeant Melissa Sofer. Again, we'd like to congratulate Sergeant Sofer on her promotion to sergeant. She has served in the capacity, obviously, of Patrol Division, currently in our Detective Bureau, and serves as our primary evidence technician. So again, congratulations. Next, we'll call up Corporal Adam Brinkman. Adam has served the Patrol Division for many years, has done an outstanding job. Recently appointed to the LaPorte County Drug Task Force, where he continues to excel. And so I want to congratulate you on your promotion to Corporal.
Thank you, sir.
Captain Ashley reminded me as we're up here, today is actually National Women's Day. It's significant. I think as we've gone through at least my 18 years in the Michigan City Police Department, just to see more women in law enforcement, again excelling through the ranks as seen today, as in Captain Ashley and Sergeant Sofer. So again, we just want to recognize them, in their battles, in a male-driven career. So again, thank you for your service, and we appreciate everything that you guys do for us. For all the promotees, I want to thank each and every one of you for going above and beyond, consistently putting in the extra effort to make this department great. Congratulations on your promotions. I know that all of you that will excel and uphold the highest standards of this department. So again, congratulations. Next, we want to recognize several officers that have been involved in several significant events throughout the last couple months. So first, if I could have Officer Garrett McDaniel. So you get to stand here while I read this. So on the 2nd of February 2023, I'm sorry, I apologize. Yeah, on Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, at 21:46 hours, Officer Garrett McDaniel was dispatched to 622 East 11th Street, apartment number 14, in reference to a suicidal subject. The female used a knife and cut her arm. The dispatchers at the 911 center overheard yelling in the background that she wanted to die. The female's brother attempted to stop the bleeding, but was unable to restrain her. Officer McDaniel arrived at the apartment and observed that the female had cut the inside of her left elbow and noticed that she was bleeding profusely. The female did not willingly allow herself to be treated. However, Officer McDaniel knew that he had to move quickly to stop the bleeding. Officer McDaniel restrained the female while simultaneously applying a tourniquet above the wound, successfully stopping the bleeding. Officer McDaniel rode with the female in the ambulance to Franciscan Health, where she received medical treatment. Corporal Aaron Bass reviewed the body camera recordings of Officer McDaniel. He learned that the brother continuously thanked all the first responders and was intentional about pointing out Officer McDaniel, and he asked the others to thank that officer that was here first. Corporal Bass followed up with the ER doctor and told Corporal Bass, referenced the application of the tourniquet, the following: absolutely, without a doubt, that saved her life. Captain Jillian Ashley also spoke of Officer McDaniel about what occurred, and he downplayed his heroism he displayed. Officer McDaniel's actions personify the spirit, cooperation of all law enforcement officers and emergency responders, and are in keeping with the highest standards of the Michigan City Police Department. For his actions, I award Officer Garrett McDaniel with this life-saving award. Next, I'd like to call up Officer Christopher Alexander. On Wednesday, February 22nd, 2023, at 15:30 hours, officers were dispatched to 243 Pleasant Ave in reference to a female who had overdosed, was unconscious, and not breathing. Officer Alexander was the first responder to arrive. An adult female was lying lifeless behind the bathroom door. Officer Alexander quickly moved her from the bathroom into the living room. Officer Alexander administered one dose of Narcan and then quickly began chest compressions to revive her. Officer Alexander performed 3 rounds of chest compressions. After completing the chest compressions, the female had a slight pulse and began agonal breathing. Michigan City Fire and EMS arrived on scene, taking over life-saving measures, and administered a second dose of Narcan. Captain Jillian Ashley spoke of Officer Alexander's afterwards. She learned that Officer Alexander gave no special thought to saving the life of Miss Streeter. she learned that Officer Alexander, it was just part of the job, and he was not looking for any special recognition. Corporal Bass reviewed the body camera video of Officer Alexander. He learned Officer Alexander immediately took control of the scene. He observed Alexander projected a calm demeanor. He's seen Officer Alexander efficiently and effectively begin life-saving measures. Corporal Bass also followed up with the ER nurse Collins at the hospital. Nurse Collins credited the female's timely recovery to the early CPR and the administration of Narcan, all of which Officer Alexander had done. Officer Christopher Alexander's actions personify the spirit and cooperation of all law enforcement and emergency responders, are in keeping with the highest standards of the Michigan City Police Department. For his actions, I award Officer Christopher Alexander this life-saving award. Congratulations. I'll let these guys go next. They're talking a lot here.
Hello, everyone. Dave Cooney, Chief of Services. If we could have the following officers come up front. Would be Officer Scott Paul, Officer Rachel Ewer, Officer Deshaun Harris, Officer Brandon Costigan. Unfortunately, he's still at the academy at this time. K-9 Officer Petrie, and Sergeant Mike Oberly. These are all in reference to a letter of commendation. Yep. We'll read the letter now. On Wednesday, January 4th, 2023 at 23:15 hours, Michigan City Police Department Uniform Patrol Shift 3 received a 911 dispatch call for Polo Ralph Lauren indicating glass breakage and interior motion alarm. Officer Paul quickly arrived on scene and confirmed that there was a burglary that had just occurred. Other officers flooded the area looking for potential suspects and evidence related to the burglary. Officer Ewert spotted 3 people on the property who were all carrying bags and other items, many of which were later discovered to be a part of the burglary. Ewert radioed to the other officers, informing them of her findings and their location. Shift 3 officers converged on the location, attempting to set up a perimeter. The suspect spotted responding police units and began to flee on foot, leaving behind the stolen items that are potential evidence. While attempting to flee the scene, one of the subjects ran in front of K-9 Officer Petrie and his K-9 partner Ito. Ito quickly made an apprehension of the fleeing suspect. The other 2 managed to get away from the Lighthouse Mall property. A systematic search of the immediate area led to the arrest of one of those subjects that was hiding under a porch of a nearby residence. During the investigation of Polo, it was learned that Adidas was also the victim of a burglary. Officers recovered and returned several $1,000s worth of merchandise from Polo Ralph Lauren as well as Adidas. In the past couple weeks, similar burglaries have been reported from Lighthouse Mall, which are being investigated by Detective Sergeant Hood. Follow-up indicates that these same subjects are connected to these burglaries as well. Without the teamwork, dedication, and relentless pursuit of justice that lives up to the highest standards set forth by the Michigan City Police Department, these criminals would still be terrorizing the businesses within Lighthouse Mall and surrounding areas. It is my great honor, the Chiefs, all Chiefs, honor, I lost my spot. It's a great honor to recognize these following officers for their commendable actions. Officer Scott Paul, Officer Rachel Ewert, Officer Deshaun Harris, Probationary Officer Brandon Costigan, K-9 Officer Mike Petrie, and K-9 Ito, and Sergeant Mike Oberly. Please accept this letter of commendation as a token of our appreciation and efforts. We'll present the letters. Officer Rachel Ewert. Congratulations. Officer Deshaun Harris. Officer Scott Paul. Officer Michael Petrie and K-9 Ito. He's not with us, unfortunately. Sergeant Oberly let us know he was running late. Oh, there he is. Hey! There you go. Congrats.
Smile for anybody?
Yeah, we'll take pictures in a bit. And again, Officer Brandon Costigan, who was at the academy, will give this to his father here in a minute. Yep.
Next, we'll call up Officer Nicholas Charlo, Officer Daniel Revore. I don't think could make it this morning, and Officer Renee Lozano.
These are also letter of accommodation. On February 12th, 2023, at approximately 1946 hours, Officer Nicholas Charlo was patrolling through the parking lot of the YMCA, 317 Detroit Street, Michigan City, Indiana. While patrolling, he kept in mind that there have been multiple recent burglaries at this location in the late hours when this business is not in operation. Officer Charlo observed on the south side of the building or doorway that was ajar. He radioed for additional units to assist him with searching the building for possible subjects inside. Soon thereafter, Officers Renee Lozano and Daniel Revore, along with Indiana State Trooper Jay Baumeister, arrived to assist him with the search. While searching the building, officers ultimately encountered two suspects who quickly ran, attempting to flee. Officers gave chase while inside of the building and were able to effect the arrest of two suspects shortly thereafter. It was learned that both suspects were juvenile teenagers. It was also learned that tobacco products, marijuana, and other paraphernalia were located on them. Both suspects were transported to the Michigan City Police Department. While at the Police Department, Officers Lozano and Revore interviewed both suspects separately with their legal guardians. During those interviews, both suspects eventually disclosed that they broke into the YMCA and that the camera system was disabled by unplugging it. One of the suspects said that their intent was to steal an Xbox. They also confessed to other burglaries that had recently occurred at the YMCA. The suspects stated that they stole money and candy during the previous break-ins. Both suspects were arrested on level 5 felony burglary, with one receiving additional charges of misdemeanor possession of marijuana and possession of paraphernalia. Officer Nicholas Charlo's proactiveness in checking YMCA during regular patrols and absent of being dispatched undoubtedly is what led to the arrest of the teenage suspects who immediately confessed. His actions aided in the investigations of multiple recent burglaries to be solved at the YMCA. Officer Nicholas Charlo, your actions during this incident were recognized by the command staff and are in keeping with the highest standards of the Michigan City Police Department. It gives me great pleasure to present you with this letter of commendation. Same scenario for Officer Renee Lozano. So Officer Renee Lozano, with your actions during this incident, were recognized by the command staff and are in keeping with the highest standards of the Michigan City Police Department. It gives me great pleasure to present you with this letter of commendation. And Officer Revore could not be here today due to some training. But before I go, before I turn it back over to Chief, I wanted to recognize a couple of retired police officers out here. I think it's good to see them here. I see one more than the other, but it's good to see both of them. So first, retired at the rank of Corporal Denise Ship. And retired at the rank of Lieutenant Carrie Brinkman. So as I just did that, I want to make sure that I miss anybody. Is there anybody here that's retired before me that I do not know about? If so, I apologize, and could you please stand? Okay.
Just again, we want to thank and congratulate all of our officers who are continually going out there and doing great work day in, day out, and just excelling in everything they do. You know, we're very proud of them and their service We're proud of their supervisors for recognizing them. It's truly important to recognize the work that we put in each and every day, and in some of these significant events, and just give them the recognition, and share that with each one of you. It's very important that we have family here to express and to share that with, because we are truly proud of the men and women of our police department. At this time, we will invite everyone to the foyer. We can take some pictures. I would like, obviously, to do a promotional picture with the groups, probably each group individually, if we could, and then invite any friends and family to take some pictures before we proceed on with the meeting, if that's all right there. Yep, I think Commissioner Kraus has a few words as well, so before we proceed.
Yes, good evening, or good morning, everybody, still morning. Hey, Marty, you forgot Scott and I were retired. Since we're retired, though, and older, we don't want to have to stand up, because then it'd take us forever to get back down. But anyway, we want to congratulate, as a commission, all the people who got promotees, or however you say it. It's Captain Ashley, Lieutenant Chief Forker, Sergeant Sulford, Corporal Brinkman. I know personally, and I think we as commission know that each of you will continue to be leaders as you have been in the past. Corporal Brinkman, you have some tough shoes to follow with your dad, but I'm sure you'll be able to fill them and exceed some of the things he did over his career, which were quite outstanding also. And we look forward to you being a lieutenant someday, maybe surpassing your dad as far as the rank of lieutenant, maybe make a captain. But congratulations to you. And now you'll realize that the people you complained about when you were patrolman, people now will be complaining about you, and now you can change things. And good luck to you changing it around here, because it's sort of tough to do sometimes. For those of you who are recognized for life-saving awards, letters of commendation, it just shows the public, if they ever watch these commission meetings, the work that each of you do, whether it be days, afternoons, or midnights. And that's the most intelligent comments I've heard all day was from that little one out there. So maybe I should step back and let he or she keep talking. But anyway. But it shows the public how hard you work and that you're on your toes. I hate to bring... In today's society, sometimes it's easy to show the negative aspect of law enforcement, and God knows we have enough of that. But for those who do the job, who have done the job and do the job, protect the citizens of this city, you do us all proud. It's easy to be a commissioner with the department we have now, all hardworking. Most of them humble. Some like to pat themselves on the back, but those are the ones we watch out for. Those of you who are humble and do the job, that's what it's about. Because if you got in this job for recognition, to be famous or get your name in the paper, it's usually the wrong reason you get your name and picture in the paper. But we're very proud of each and every one of the members of this police department. You work hard. You don't get paid enough. And hopefully you'll get more money from the council and that in the near future. But once again, congratulations to you, to your family for being here and supporting you, because they sacrificed quite a bit also. And with that, I'll turn it over to the little one in the audience. Thank you for being here.
I know.
Okay, Okay, we're gonna go ahead and resume the meeting. It looks like everybody's out there doing their thing as far as taking pictures with family members and things. But, who we have present is who we need, so, the next item on our agenda will be old business, and it's applicants in process, so I'll just address that real quick. We have nobody in our polygraph. As far as background investigations, of the 9 that we have 8 back. There's one still pending. It's a lateral transfer. Of the 8 that we've received, we've given conditional offers of employment to 4 of them, and the other 4 individuals were notified that they were no longer in the hiring process. So we're in the midst of having those 4 get scheduled to go down to Perf for their physical and psychological exams. So we're on a quick pace with these 4, and hopefully they all come back with no problems, and we can get them hired preferably sometime this spring. As far as current probationary officers, I'll give it to Lieutenant Westfall. He has some reports on those.
Good morning. We'll start with the officers first that have just completed their first year of the probationary period, so they're past that now, on to the next phase. That's going to be Jackson Laudeman, Noah Smith, and Anthony Brown. They're all doing really well. Probationary officers that are now at the NILEA Academy, they've completed 8 weeks so far. They're in their 9th week, which is currently covering the emergency vehicle operation courses down in Plainfield. So they're down there for this week, and we'll come back to Hobart for the rest of the NILEA Academy. And out of the 7 probationary officers we had in NILEA, we had 1 that was released from the academy for academic reasons. And that's going to be Probation Officer Sales. He's currently been reassigned to Shift 2 with Officer Daniel Revore as his field training officer. So we are going to work with him and get him back up to speed, and then re-enroll him in an academy in the future coming up here.
Under new business, I don't believe we have any correspondences or claims to be paid. Is that correct, Lisa?
That is correct. We have no claims to be paid, no outstanding bills.
Chief Walters, you're on the list.
Again, I just want to give thanks to Assistant Chief Corley and Assistant Chief Cooney. I've been off for several weeks with an injury, so they've been really holding down the fort for basically about a month now. So I want to again give them a great thanks, because they've been doing a great job in getting things organized and completing a lot of things that we've been working on. Thank the commission. I know that we tried something new with our hiring, one-day hiring event, and I thought it went pretty well. So we are going to do that again on March 18th. So we are currently accepting applications. If you go to joinmcpd.com, you'll find the information there and can get the application there. So again, we'll be testing March 18th. So again, we will be accepting applications up until then. So again, that's all that I have. And again, congratulations to the well-deserved promotions and the awards of recognition.
First, want to start by congratulating everybody, the promotions with Captain Ashley, Lieutenant Forker, Chief Forker, Sergeant Sulphur, and Corporal Brinkman. It's good to see them promoted to their ranks, and I know they will continue to excel at this department like they always have. And then also congratulations to all those who receive awards, 2 life-saving awards. I was looking at Officer Alexander, and this is like his second one in the last 2 or 3 months. Told me he's not going to have enough room on this uniform for all those life-saving awards. And then Officer McDaniel, McDaniel for his efforts saving lives, and then our letters of commendations. Both of those incidents were continuous problems at those locations, and through those officers being diligent and observant, we were able to stop any further damage from Lighthouse Mall and YMCA. So congratulations to them. Just a couple of announcements. We have started interviews for our social worker. So far, we've conducted 3 interviews. We have, I think, 2 more to go. Our expectations is to have that position, offer for that position or hired by next Friday. So far, they're going well. We have some good applicants. So I think this is going to be a game changer for Michigan City, much needed, and not just for the city, but our officers will be well appreciative of the work that the social worker will be able to help them with on the department. Also, we have 5 officers signed up to go to the crisis intervention team training March 13th through the 17th. LaPorte County is one of few counties, or one of several counties in Indiana, to offer crisis intervention training to their officers. There's a grant that was obtained by the Drug Free Partnership that basically was for a couple $1 million, but part of the grant is to make sure that at least half of all law enforcement in LaPorte County is trained in CIT, which will go hand in hand with our social worker, which goes hand in hand with providing resources and better service to those that have mental illness or dealing with trauma during the times that we might be called to a scene or they might be observed. And also, there's a maintenance position that's open that's been posted for our department. We're looking for a second maintenance person. So that has been posted here in Michigan City. And that's it. Thank you.
Hello, Dave Cooney again, Chief of Services. I wanted to congratulate all the promoted as well. Captain Ashley, her and I had similar careers in a way. We went to the Bureau at the same time, and then we both went to the last administration as well, worked together quite a bit. I want to congratulate her. It's well achieved to be a captain with 16 years on. It's a testament to her work ethic. Chief Walker as well, Lieutenant. Him and I were, I would say, we did really well together as team leaders. He was mainly squad, or I don't even remember the team names now, Alpha team, and I was Bravo team. For well over a decade, we worked together on and off with Lieutenant Petrowski, who was the commander. He went overseas for a while, and we worked together. And I learned a lot from him, leadership-wise, and how he just speaks with people and has that charismatic ability to help others out. I think his leadership is there, and him being a lieutenant is a good thing for this department for the future. Sergeant Sofer, I met her. She worked at the ISP lab when I was the evidence tech, and would take property to her. She would check it in, and we'd have conversations. And I know she spoke with Sergeant McClintock as well, and we kind of, in a way, talked her into applying here. And her knowledge and expertise in that area has really helped us. As again, she's been in the Bureau and as our crime scene investigator as well. And of course, Corporal Adam Brinkman is a legacy promotion, with his father being my boss for a long time, as a lot of our bosses for a minute. I think it's a good step for him as well, being in the drug unit now and taking those reins of the Brinkman family to really, again, stay inside the Michigan City Police Department is good for us. Congratulations to Captain Lineski. His retirement. I know he's staying within the city, which is good. He'll be employed with the inspector department, so it's good that he'll still be around to assist the city as well. Related Services Division, with the help of Detective Corporal Galletti and Captain Urbancic, they're establishing a drone program for us. We have the prosecutor's office agreed to purchase a drone for our patrol division. We're going to have officers that are actually trained in using the device that can be used for searching for missing people, crime scene investigations, people that run from us as well. It can be utilized in a lot of different ways. They're also planning on getting one for the Detective Bureau that can be used, again, for crime scene investigations and also traffic reconstruction. So we're developing that. To go over the calls for service for the month of February for 2023, the shift responded to 2,757 calls for service. That's up a little bit from 2022 when we had 2,559 calls for service. Case reports, however, were down. We took 371 case reports, wherein 2022 we took 484, so well over 100 more last year. And again, I think our officers are being a lot more proactive, and more community policing is actually reducing those numbers, which is good. We did seize 14 firearms in the month of February, which is about our monthly average for the last 6 months or so, which has been good as well.
You were passing it.
No.
So just personally for myself, it was a pleasure today to see some of the newer officers that have been hired since this commission has been together, and see even a probationary officer is going to receive an award. That says a lot about the way these officers are trained when they first get here. Again, several of these officers have less than 2 years on that were awarded today, and so they are hired by this commission. And I rest easy every night thinking that we're choosing the right people during these hiring processes, and I'm proud of all of them. I'm proud of seasoned officers. I'm proud of those who have been promoted this time around. Sad to see Captain Lineski leave. He, again, I said it before, but he found his niche here, and he took charge of it, and he was that behind-the-scenes guy that wasn't the most well-known officer in Michigan City, but everybody owes him a debt of gratitude because he did a lot of work for the town behind the scenes, and he needs some recognition. He really does. He deserves it. I want to thank, it was previously Lieutenant King. Now it's Lieutenant Westfall and Corporal Costigan with the Division of Professional Standards. I think COVID brought about an unprecedented amount of people leaving this profession, not only here, but across the country. And with that, we've hired an unprecedented amount of people in the last couple of years. And those gentlemen are in charge of training them and getting them out on the streets and getting them ready to serve this community. And as you've seen here today, several of them have exceeded expectations, and so we're proud of that. I'll turn over the rest of the guys.
No, I don't have anything to add. I spoke my piece earlier.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate all of the promotions that went on today and also all of the accommodation awards. It is amazing to see how much our city is growing with our police department as one. So this is just amazing, and see so many people, so many families turn out to accommodate and to push on the ones that won the awards and the ones that had the promotion. That is one sign that the city is actually growing together. It was a great day.
So hopefully before the next meeting on April 12th, we'll have an idea about the 4 officers who continued on in the hiring process. Again, it's our right. Yes, we have a hiring event on March 18th. We're going to do it in the same fashion that we did last time. That's expedited things quite a bit. And again, that's the push here, is for us to expedite the hiring process without compromising the hiring process. So I think we're good there so far. We've been having any problems really with any of the officers we've hired so far. They all seem like they're excelling, and so we should have more news on that next meeting. That'll probably be the focus of the meeting again, is hiring. That's where we need to get up to the complement. Where are we at now, Chief?
I believe we're at 16 right now. With
16 now.
yeah, with 15. Recently, Officer Rene Lozano had left us and has moved on to Chesterton PD. So
We need to figure out a way for retention. There's reasons they're leaving, and it's not COVID, and it's not the administration. I think the main reason now that we're seeing some departures is that several area agencies are just beating us financially. That's a big problem. You know, I hope at some point in time somebody within the city administration realizes that it takes a lot of money to replace these people. A lot more than it would to give a little raise. All right. Well, so with that said, we'll adjourn the meeting and we'll see everybody April 12th, 2023, back at the community room at the police department at 11 a.m.